Kenya has signed agreements with multilateral lenders, which is expected to reduce domestic borrowing. Central Bank Governor Dr. Kamau Thuge says part of the 402 billion shillings that Kenya expects to borrow from international lenders to fund this year's budget.
The International Monetary Fund is among a host of multilateral lenders that have agreed to lend Kenya 270.5 billion shillings, which will push up the amount the country expects to borrow externally to 402 billion shillings. The central bank governor says this is part of efforts by the government to reduce domestic borrowing from 586 billion shillings to 316 billion shillings.
Indeed, they will only be borrowing 316 billion and not the much publicized 586 billion.
Central Bank Governor says the decision to reduce domestic borrowing was taken to allow local lenders advance credit to businesses.
We believe that with that reduced domestic borrowing, this would reduce the pressure on interest rates, and also it should be, because of the additional external financing, we should be able to have more foreign exchange.
Forex reserves at the central bank have reduced from $7.885 billion, equivalent to 4.31 months of import cover, as at 20th of last month, to $7.33 billion worth 4 months of imports. Despite the reduction, Dr. Thuge says there is no cause for alarm.
For the CBK usable foreign exchange reserves, on August 9th to be $7.3 billion, which translates to about 4.01 months of import cover, which is in line with our targets.
He says policymakers of the central bank retained the benchmark lending rate at 10.5% after the rate of inflation reduced to 7.3%, which is within the government's medium-term target of 2.5% to 7.5%.
Core inflation declined in July 2023, driven by lower food and non-fuel inflation.
He projects the rate of inflation to reduce in coming months as food inflation declines, driven by harvesting of the season's crop. Benson Ruba reporting for Prime Edition.